You see here, I love not the product, but I love the brand.
Pringles.
Because what I love here is first how they disrupted the market, but also I'm very interested into the fact of projecting human features on brands, so what we call anthropomorphism.
Hey guys, today I have the honor to meet Benoît HEILBRUNN. He's a professor and a philosopher. He's been questioning brand, communication and marketing for years. I can't wait to know what he thinks about this topic. Let's walk. Hi Benoît, how are you?
Hello, Anobla. Thank you for your invitation.
Thank you. It's a pleasure for me to meet you. To be honest, it's my first time meeting a philosopher, so I'm a bit impressed.
So welcome to the club.
Thank you. When I think about a philosopher, I have Socrates, Plato in mind. What kind of philosopher are you?
So I would say I'm more an activist.
Okay.
I like to change things.
Okay.
I like to jump into the public and political arena. And so I think that's important for me to help people think what I call a consumption consumer society. So the society in which we live, which is structured by commodities, advertising, and different kind of messages.
So can we say that you are a committed thinker?
I think I'm very committed.
Okay.
Yes, so very activist. I really want to change the world for the better.
Okay.
And that's why I write a lot of books. And I decided to teach because for me, reading and writing was very important and thinking, of course.
Okay. And how did you become a philosopher? What's your journey?
I don't know if you can become a philosopher, but in fact, I was trained in a business school. I was a student at HEC. And while I was studying there, I started studying philosophy at the Sorbonne.
Okay. And why you changed from business school to philosophy?
Because I was not very comfortable with the idea of becoming a manager.
Okay.
I was not very interested into business and making money.
Okay.
Even though I teach my students how to make money, but this is not for me very important because I mostly live in the world of ideas, but I want also to have a social utility. So that's why I work with companies as a consultant to help them develop their brand and to help them also define a purpose for their brand. That's very important.
And what's the link between philosophy and communication and marketing? Why you decided to dig into marketing?
Well, I think that you can either have a very superficial vision of communication, which is just promoting messages that are in the air, that are trendy. But I think that we should always have a critical mind and really think about the kind of message that we want to address a brand target, which means that most of the time we need to go against any kind of conventions, which is the most difficult thing. Is to be resistant to trendy things, and the kind of feel-good narratives that surround us every day.
Okay. And you're talking about brands. Before being a thinker of marketing, I guess you worked with brands.
I started when I was young. I started in advertising.
Okay.
And so I was working for different brands. One was Mr. Clean.
Okay.
So I was in charge of finding men looking like Mr. Clean, yes, to do some kind of promotion in supermarkets on Saturdays.
That's crazy.
Yes, I also worked for pet food brands like Caesar and Shiba, so very expensive pet food. And it was interesting because there was a very strong emotional connection between consumers and their pets, expressed through the brand. And every Monday, we used to receive up to 200 letters from consumers.
Really?
Yes. Sending photos about the cats and dogs and just expressing how the brand was important for them.
Okay.
Yes, and why they bought the Valentine gift for the cat or dog. Yes, so very strong
involvement. There is a strong relationship with the brand.
And this is one of the reasons. Then when I did my PhD, I worked on what I called brand attachment. So I analyzed the kind of love relationship between consumers and brands. That was very important.
And why did you stop to work with brands?
I was a bit disappointed by the advertising industry.
And why?
Because there was a gap for me between brand discourse, which was about dreams, and the reality of products. And I think what is important in life is to be fair, is to say what you can do and to do what you say.
Are you saying that brands sells lies?
I wouldn't say lies. I would say that sometimes they escape reality.
Okay. They manipulate, maybe?
It's a manipulation.
Okay.
Because, there's a difference between to lie and to bullshit. To lie means that there is a truth.
Yes.
And you escape the truth.
Okay.
Whereas to bullshit is when you do as if there was no truth. So this is much more dangerous to bullshit than to lie.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes. And so that's why what is important, I think, is to fight any kind of bullshit.
And that's what you're doing in your work as a professor.
Yes, that's what I try to bring my students and participants, which is to think by themselves. So that's part of citizenship. And this is what we learn in a grande école like ESCP.
I would love to see where a philosopher works. So maybe can you bring me to your office?
Okay, let's go to the office.
Let's go.
Good.
So now we are in your office. I can see packagings. I can see many books. What's the daily life of a philosopher? What are you doing during the day?
Well, as you can see in this office, I have two passions in my life. First is books.
Yeah.
So I read a lot of books.
How many books you read
I would say I read like
during a week?
Not by week, but by year, at least 500 books.
Wow.
Yes, because I love reading books. And my grandfather was a bookseller, so I was born into books.
Okay.
And I still live into books. And my second passion, as you can see, is packaging.
Okay. Tell me more about it.
So, for example, you see here, I love not the product, but I love the brand.
Pringles.
Because what I love here is first how they disrupted the market with
Okay.
a new format, but also I'm very interested into the fact of projecting human features on brands, so what we call anthropomorphism.
Okay.
Because that's the magic dimension of branding, of marketing. Marketing is not pure rationality. Marketing is manipulation, and manipulation goes through magic thinking. And let me show you another example here, which I bought in Atlanta in the Museum of Coke, where you see the history of marketing from a medicine created by John Pemberton.
So Coca-Cola was first a medication.
Yes, it was a medication against stomach ache. And then you see how they built one of the strongest soft drink in the world, where they invented the category. And they gave it a logo, font, they gave it colors, they gave it a positioning. There's this territory. Coca-Cola is a happiness through togetherness, which means that for Coca-Cola, you cannot be happy if you are alone. And that's why you understand the need for critical thinking, because clearly they are fighting against loneliness. Because when you are lonely, then maybe you start thinking. And most brands, they want us not to think, so that we can be more manipulated.
Okay, I understand.
Yes.
And talking about manipulation, I know you wrote a book about it.
I think the book is here.
Okay.
So it's very interesting because when I wrote this book, it's a book I did with many authors, my colleagues seemed to be very surprised and they discovered that marketing was manipulation. Yes, marketing is what we call the manufacture of consent. How you make consumers consent to buy things, endorsing lifestyles, and buy imaginaries things beyond core products. That's what marketing is about.
But when you say that it's in a negative way, can we see it in a positive way as well? The way of manipulating people to buy things, because maybe it can be a good product.
That's a good question. Yeah. And I think it's very paradoxical because on the one hand, you try to manipulate people, and for that you need brand, you need advertising. So that's why I try to educate students, to decode those messages, because you know that every day we're exposed to at least 5,000 brand messages, which is enormous. But at the same time, let's not forget that marketing is about solving problems that consumers are facing every day. What we call in marketing a consumer insight. I have a problem and the brand will propose me a solution. So that's why at some point you can say that marketing makes people more happy. Yes.
That's so interesting. And if I was your student, what would you like me to understand
I'd be
first?
Delighted.
Oh, thank you. But what would you like me to understand first about marketing, communication, brands?
But I think that what is important is to try to escape this manufacture of consent I was talking about and that you realize, because you met a philosopher, that you are able to think by yourself. And the role of a school, especially a grande école like ESCP, is to provide you with tools, intellectual tools, theories, authors, books that enable you to think by yourself.
And with all your knowledge, are you still manipulated by brands?
Of course, as any consumer, even though I am not into luxury, I'm not into show off, I'm not into bling bling, I'm not into cars. So I'm more into books and guitars.
Okay.
And so.
So you are manipulated by guitars brands.
Yes.
We can say that.
Yes,
okay.
Of course. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So interesting. Okay, now Benoît, it's time to play games. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. The game is finish the sentence.
I'll do my best.
The biggest lie in marketing is?
I think it's when brands pretend that they can propose you a better version of yourself. What is important is to be yourself and not to try to be somebody else.
The most overrated brand is?
Probably Tesla.
Okay, why?
Yes, because I think that Tesla made a disruption in the car industry by telling people that they can drive this kind of car and not feel guilty of polluting the planet.
Okay.
This is not reality, because it's a very heavy car with a heavy battery, and it's just about marketing. It's just about
manipulation.
Manipulation, yes.
The most underrated brand is?
I would say it's a brand called Muji, a Japanese brand, which is very interesting because it's selling products at the right price, the fair price.
And what are they selling?
They are selling furnitures, clothes, even, so different kind of products. And it's interesting because Muji in Japanese means no name. So this has become a brand. And this is a very good value for money. But it's a no bullshit brand, just going back to what is necessary to live a happy life.
Okay, I will check it out. The secret of a good brand is?
To have a real vision of what is the good life according to the brand. Because once again, a brand invites you in a world with rules, with hopes, with dreams. And this is what a good brand is about.
If I was Shin's boss, I would
think about how to maybe collaborate with European companies and brands in terms of technology, instead of just seeing the market as a constant fight.
The future of communication and marketing is?
Certainly not AI.
Okay, so what is it for you?
I think it's about really be creative. And what is creative is to be able to mingle spheres which are usually disconnected. So it means that to be creative, you need to be full of curiosity and desire to learn new things, a desire for knowledge. And this is something you find in books, in museums, in walking in the street.
We can say that the future of communication and marketing is humanity.
Or humanism. And this is exactly what we defend at ESCP. Because we believe in the model of the humanist university as it was built in the Renaissance.
Wow, okay, very interesting. Now it's time for the learning moment part. Imagine if I want to create my own brand, what would be your advice?
So I think the important question is to know whether you want to be product focused or brand focused.
Okay.
So most companies focus on products.
Okay.
They sell you attributes, benefits. Whereas my job is to help companies to be in a branding approach.
Okay.
Which means that you start with the brand. And for me, a brand is a project.
Yeah.
Because I think that entrepreneurs are not motivated by just making money. I think that they want to change the lives of many people. So bringing innovation, improvement.
Okay.
And so that's why what is important is to define a brand as a world in which you invite people to come, and a world with a vision, how you see life, with a mission, with an ambition, and what I call a purpose. And I really believe in the fact that strong brands have a purpose. And the purpose is the impact that you have on the life of people and the life of societies.
And for you, which brands have a strong vision? Do you have any example?
Well, all the famous brands.
Yes.
that we have in mind, okay? Coca-Cola, McDonald's, IKEA, they changed the life of billions of people. For example, Apple made computers user-friendly. IKEA made furniture affordable. McDonald's enabled people, anyone, to go to the restaurant. So that's a political innovation. And I'm strongly convinced that you cannot have a strong brand if you don't have either a technological innovation or cultural innovation or political innovation. Of course, products are important, but at the end, if you really want to build a brand, you need to define a political project.
Okay.
So that's why it's linked to activism.
I need to build my vision. I will think about it.
Yes, but you didn't tell me what was the product.
I don't know yet, but I will think about it.
And that's a good start because you have a brand, but you don't have the product.
Yeah,
this is exactly the good way to go.
Okay,
yes,
good to know.
Good.
Now we're already at the last part of the video.
Unfortunately.
It went too fast.
Yeah, it's very sad.
And let's talk about the future. Let's talk about AI. You know that now all brands use AI to generate fake ads, fake influencers. So how is AI reshaping marketing and communication?
So, you know, when I started teaching, it was 30 years ago. Yes, I'm already a dinosaur in the field.
No, you're not.
We were only talking about international marketing.
Okay.
So how to make a global brand. Then we went into the digital era. So everything was digital. And now we are in the religion of AI. But AI is mostly a bluff because we don't exactly know what AI can provide us. So we have to be very critical regarding AI. So I know it's part of today's society. We cannot escape it like digital. So everything is digitalized. But we as citizens, we should be critical and we should think about putting limits and frontiers to AI because AI cannot substitute human beings. And we need human brains to create things and to imagine the kind of society in which we want to live. So that's very important. To give power to people, not to technology, knowing that, of course, we know the ecological cost of AI, which are tremendous. So AI is more part of a dystopia than a utopia. And as, once again, I'm a political activist, I think that we should try to build together the society in which we want to live.
And is AI going to be the topic of your next book?
Certainly not, because as you said, AI is about fake. And I'm not that much into fake.
Okay.
I mean, real things and substance. That's why I love design and packaging.
Okay.
So I'm working on a book which is in the field of what I call economic theology, which means I'm trying to mingle studies on religion and studies on branding and marketing. Because my belief...
What's the link between religions and brands?
Well, my belief is that brands are the new religions.
Oh, okay.
And so I try to observe and to see how it works. Because that's another type of propaganda that is, in fact, uses the devices that traditional religions were using and political systems.
Okay, I think I will buy this book.
Good. I will send you a copy.
Thank you. Benoît, you're teaching in a very nice building, right?
Yes. I love this building. And why do I love this building? Because it's full of light.
Yeah, I can see.
And because it's designed based on circulation.
Oh, okay.
And as you can understand, I am not a business guy. I'm not into business. I'm more into commerce. And commerce is about circulation of ideas, circulation of people.
True.
Yes, and circulation of goods. And as you know, there is a god of commerce, which is Hermes or Mercury, depending on cultures. There is no god of business. So that's why, for me, it says exactly who we are. We are a school of commerce.
So interesting. Thank you so much, Benoît, for this conversation. I learned a lot.
Yeah, that was my pleasure. Thank you so much.
You're such a passionate person.
Do not exaggerate.
Yes, you are. And thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and see you soon for next video. Bye.
Bye.